Dun 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 bum ba-dum ba-dum.
Welcome to Bro That's Wicked Smaht. I am your co-host, Sam Miele. Over here we've got the main host, Joey
No,
Miele.
I'm not main host.
Okay. He's just a boring co-host. We've got over there, we've got Tech Man.
You had spitting all
Zack
over the
Miele.
place. Okay, we're here.
Hey.
This may have been our worst intro yet.
No,
or
that was
maybe
gold.
is the
That
most
was gold.
genius
That was
one
gold,
yet.
man. It was so natural.
Yeah, it's been a couple episodes since it's just been us, and hopefully we can just kind of maybe a little bit more laid back. We've got a few fun stories for you guys that thought it'd be fun to kind of go over. This past week has been kind of we all kind of did something together, which was kind of fun. Not flying. I guess we weren't.
We
flying.
drove hours and hours and hours. It felt like we were driving across the country, but we only drove about this much on the map. We went to Vermont. We were skiing in Stowe, Vermont. Beautiful place.
First time skiing.
Oh, yeah. It was very fun. Very fun. Zach, you had some interesting stories you were telling the family.
Oh, yeah. So as our resident skier, which I just took that mantle from the family, just because none of us had skied in our family.
Yeah.
So it was very exciting. I had a lot of fun. I do have my gripes, I guess you could say, with the sport of skiing, in that it's fun in that you're like, oh, it's great, skiing. Oh, go down a mountain. It's like, but the downside is, oh, you could die. It's like if Disney World had a death possibility. It's like, all right, let's hop on the roller coaster. Like, whoo, whoo. Oh, there's a tree. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's not. You're not on a ride. You're in control.
There are points where it does feel like you're on a ride. You're going up the lift, but then it's next moment you're dead.
I mean,
and I died.
I was on the bunny hill. I wasn't running into trees. At what point were you almost dying?
Well, so on the Black Diamond.
Oh, the Black Diamond. Yes,
the Black
Diamond.
Diamond.
Sound all sophisticated now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, yes, we took the
be
Black
better than
Diamond.
you.
You went on a Black Diamond your first.
Yeah, so
time.
it was day 3 for me was 2.5. By the afternoon of day 3, I was up and doing a Black Diamond.
Is that normal?
I don't know, Joe. I don't know, Joe. What I can tell you is I nailed it. Okay.
After you wiped out a bunch, then you nailed it.
You do your fair share of wipeouts. I do think that Nerf needs to get involved with the sport of skiing. I will say, because I don't know if you've ever skied, but you fall a lot, right? And so let's get some padding going. Let's get some real some fluffy suits going, those ones that the guys that wear dog shows where they bite the guy.
Yep.
The police, I think the police wear them sometimes.
What if you wore a fat suit down the hill?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Sam wouldn't even have to wear anything. That could be great. Nerf could make a lot of money, and we'll sponsor it. Anyways, I think that's a huge opportunity there. But I know, Sam, you did a lot as far as like we had different tactics in the ski.
Yes,
right?
we had different ways of going about it.
Right.
He over here, Zach, he was like, skiing is a lot of fun, and I'm also a gentleman, and I want to, because we were skiing with our mom. Zach's like, I'm a gentleman, so I'm gonna stay with my mom on the bunny hill.
And I told her that. I was like, hey, I'm a gentleman. I said, I'm a gentleman over and over
and over again. Every time they went up the bunny hill.
Best gentleman.
And they would go down the bunny hill, and I was like, screw this, I'm leaving. So I went to the next one, because I'm not as nice as Zach.
That's right. And he was like, I'm not a gentleman.
I'm not a gentleman. I'm a rough man.
Yeah.
And I went down the next one.
He said, I'm a rough man. That's what he said.
I'm a ruffian. I went down the next one, and I was like, I got this. I got the hang of this. Well, kind of. Me and Bella went in the next one. My sister.
Okay, so how many times were you on the bunny hill till you went on to the next one?
At least 5 times. Probably 5 times.
Okay.
So Zach, I'm getting ahead of myself. Zach went very methodically. He was like, I'm going to learn my turns. I'm going to learn how to stop well. He did what he needed to do, like he really wanted to know how to play the sport. And I was just like, well, the hardest part is going over the edge of the mountain, and then it's just wee. So that's how I did skiing. I didn't really like bunny hill. It's like this all the way down. Like, it's not fun. You need like that, yeah. And if you fall, because you're already going down, so when you fall, it doesn't really hurt. Like, I don't know what this Nerf stuff is. It's dumb. It's a dumb joke. Sorry. You don't need it. You got a big coat and you're fine.
Hey, Sam, how did your knee do?
Look.
Did you hurt your knee at all?
So I'm getting there.
Okay, yeah. I'm just curious. I mean, you're just, yeah. I'm just saying,
So
if you
I just went for it.
Okay, so 5 or 6 times on the bunny hill.
Day 2. Yeah, 5 or 6 times on the bunny hill. And then intermediate and like the blue trails, I did like 5 times. And then I was going up to one of the blue trails and I was sitting with this Mexican dude. And he was like, you want to come with me? And I was like, sure, why not? So I was following him down the black diamonds, not really have mastered the blue at all. I just went for it.
Which,
and
to be clear,
I totally wiped out.
The blue is the middle.
Blue is the middle, black is the hardest. Yes.
Yeah.
I completely ate it. Because there's a part, it's called the head wall, and you get right up to it, and it's just like a steep drop. And there was a lot of ice on it that day when I did it at first. This was the day before Zack did it, because Zack actually cared about knowing how to ski. And I did it once, and I wiped out. And the dude was just waiting for me at the bottom. And I was like, and I told him on the lift, hey, if you want to go when I fall, because I'm going to fall, you can just leave me. And he was like, no, man, it's okay. I'll wait for you. And I was like, okay, thanks, man. So he was just waiting for me at the bottom of the hill. So when I got back down there, we finished the slope. He was like, okay, I'm going to go do something else. He's like, yeah, he's sick of me. And then I went and did it again. I went back up to the black diamond, and I tried it again. And then I fell on the same head wall. Man,
So this was the second day?
Completely butt over tea kettle. It was incredible.
Butt over tea kettle?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I think it's a Beauty and the Beast reference.
Okay. Well, you're showing your true colors there, Sam.
Beauty and the Beast.
I focused on the fundamentals, right?
The fundamentals?
Emphasis on the fun. The fundamentals. And you focused on, just
falling down a mountain.
I just wanted to go down a mountain. My mentality was like, hey, I like falling down and just rolling and just being stupid. Let's put 2 sleds on the bottom of my feet so I go even faster. Let's see what happens. That's how I did skiing, and
yeah,
it didn't work out too well. So when you're talking about my knee, I did on the 3rd time I went down that black diamond on the 2nd day of ever skiing in my life. When I fell, my feet were like, the reason I fell was when I was going down the mountain, my feet like spread out too far, and then the snow just took me, and the ice, I just completely wiped out. But I did the splits, and oh my goodness. So it started with my ankle, because when I did the splits, I turned around, and then my skis and poles are going everywhere. I started rolling at least 25 to 30 yards away from my stuff. So I'm having to claw to hold on to this mountain, because this is a black diamond, like it's steep. So I'm having to claw and hold on while in my ski boots, trying to shimmy back up, grab my stuff, and then slide down.
So I think the moral of the story is maybe not do a black diamond 2nd day of skiing.
I think, I think that might be it.
You did that. You waited till the 3rd day.
I do it till the 3rd day. Yeah, I was being biblical about it, so I just felt like that was the right move. But I will say, Joe, did you were up with us for a couple of days? Obviously, you have a job and a life. And such, but you were there for a couple of days. So what kind of
your 3rd day of skiing? I was able to join you guys.
Okay, yeah.
And I mean, also I haven't skied before, so just on the bunny hill a bunch, and then I did the next mountain up, and did it twice,
and you were satisfied.
I mean, we made it down.
Okay,
so
that you were like goal accomplished.
Goal accomplished.
Were you sticking with your lady, or were you just like doing your own thing?
No, yeah.
No, she's still up there.
you bring up a sore spot. No. Just honestly, I was nervous about even getting down the mountain, and so obviously Katie was doing it too, and so we kind of just the mountain took me, and I got down pretty quickly because I was flying because I don't know. Stopping is underrated.
Yeah, well, I told you about that, right? Like you just I was the same way the first day. You would just, when you got to the higher ones, because you didn't really know how to slow down, you would just go. Yeah. Like on one, we were doing one together. He fell down, like he was in front of me. He fell, and then I just started to go, and I was like, I just zipped right by him. It was great. Yeah, I mean,
flying.
It's all about control. What's cool about control is that you can control it, right? But with sledding, you can't control it at all. Have you ever noticed that? It's like skiing, you have the ability to you at least can, use your legs, the poles or whatever. But with sledding, you just, all right, I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind and hope I don't hit a tree, or flip over and break my neck.
The other nice thing is it also brings you up the mountain when you ski.
Yes, yeah.
With sledding, you have to walk up.
That's true. That is pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's the perils of the winter sports and such and things.
So bobsledding is next.
So bobsled, yeah. Or what is that? The luge?
Luge, yeah.
Luge.
Olympic. I was going to say something.
Nice work, Sam.
Olympic what? No.
Although we should have just acted like we were frozen.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
Olympic. What I was going to say is just Olympics, here we come.
So, I mean, I have one more skiing story.
Let's hear it.
Just in that, it was just a kind of a crazy thing. It was the second day, and I'm in there for lunch, and my sister runs down, sweat beaming off her brow.
Wow.
Yeah, very intense. She was like, Zack, there's snow squalls. Breathing heavily, right? Because she just ran down the stairs. But that's why she was breathing heavily and sweating. But she's like, Zack, there's snow squalls. So she's like shaking me like, be careful, there's snow squalls. I'm like, it's fine. I deal with squirrels all the time. It's okay. So anyways, there's like white squirrels. What could be so wrong with that? It'd be fine. So we go up
White
to
squirrels.
I go up and I'm doing my thing, right? I'm up there,
up on the mountain,
doing my little shimmy down the mountain. Next thing I know, I'm looking out, I'm talking to this lady on the lift, and I look off to the side, and there's these little, almost tornado things. The snow, like the wind, some sort of weather phenomenon going on. And so I'm like, wow, those are some NATOs over there, T-NATOs. And so there weren't really tornadoes, but I was just thinking tornadoes.
That's what the squalls were?
They were tinnitus. It looked like it. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, well, that must be what a snow squall is. Like those little things. That's crazy. That looks cool. Turns out they get a lot bigger, which I learned about 20 minutes later as this storm blew in. So anyways, I'm up there doing my thing, and it just was like, so I'm trying to remember. I think I did one. No, sorry. I noticed it was getting foggier, but then I ended up going up one bigger one that I hadn't done. Like it was like a higher level than I had done before, I think. And I think it was my second time doing it.
Okay.
And I fell the first time on this hill. Or mountain or whatever. I ended up going up and doing it, and it was quite the experience, I'll say. It was you couldn't see anything. Like it just blew in. I'm on the lift and the wind is just swinging me. Just back and
on
forth.
the lift?
Yeah, on the lift. It's like, whoa, this is crazy. Anyway, so I get off the lift finally because it takes a while since they had to stop, and it was quite the thing. I'm on the so I get off, and all that to say, I'm gonna make this short because I've been going on for a while. But lots of fog, right? Lots of fog.
How far in front can you actually see?
So it was. If we're looking, I say fog. It was not really fog, but it's
snow.
like you just get snow, wind, super windy as well. Yeah. That's the thing. So wind would just blow in. It's also like probably 3 degrees or whatever. So it was very chilly and stuff as well. So that doesn't help. But it was just crazy. Like basically I would stay close to the side so you could see the trees. If you're a few feet away from the trees, then you could see them.
Okay.
But if you looked out on the actual slope, you couldn't really see past it because there was just nothing. So what I did is I saw a few, we kind of went down with it. There's some random people up there. So I went down with a group of people, and I just, watched this person's coat, basically. It's like a light blue coat.
And just followed that person.
Yeah. And turns out that person wasn't real. It was an angel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's an angel saved me. That's the story of how an angel saved me.
That's beautiful.
So anyways, I just thought I would share that. It was a really spiritual moment, and I thought you would really enjoy that. So
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, all that to say is I went down, it didn't fall, and it was very exciting, and I was very exhilarated.
I must be lucky. At least you didn't traumatize your sister. So, yeah.
What? Would you traumatize your sister?
So the first time
all right, we have a story there. I was like,
yes. Sorry. The first time that I went onto the intermediate level slopes, I brought my sister Bella. And we were going up there, and I didn't realize that when you get off the chairlift, you can either take a left, which goes to the easy green slope, or take a right, which goes to the intermediate, what's called upper meadows, which goes to intermediate just drop. Now, it's not a black diamond, but it's not easy. And I was like, okay, I didn't know you could take a left. I just took a right. Like, all right, Bella, let's do this. I just went for it. I'm like, I looked at it, and I for sure underestimated it. I was like, oh, this is nothing, whatever. I just went down trying to turn. I was like halfway down, I'm like, oh crap. And then I basically just fell over. And then as I'm falling over, I see Bella shimmying down, and she's like half falling, half like stopping herself. And she just like makes herself fall over. And then once she gets to the bottom of that little hill, then she, puts her skis back on. She goes off and finishes the trail without me. And then I closely follow. And then I get down there. I'm like, where is she? And I realized at the end of the day, she was like, yeah, you traumatized me. She completely traumatized by that. She was like, I was crying because I was like, I'm so sorry.
You brought me down a super steep slope.
Like a fourth time ever skiing.
Yeah, it took me a couple of days to get the one that they were doing. It was pretty steep for an intermediate. Like it was a short part, so it was only like I don't know 60, 70 feet. But
But how long did it take you to get through that one?
A couple of days. Well, probably by day 2, I was pretty comfortable on that. So,
Joe, did you take a left or a right there?
Yeah, I didn't do the steep part.
Okay.
Well, you know what we're talking about, though,
Yeah,
right?
I do.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our Stowe, Vermont trip, 2022.
Yeah.
It was very exciting. We had a lot of fun.
We did. Very generous friends let us stay at their place, and we were able to just kind of ski right out onto the mountain.
Yeah,
and
it was
very
cool.
nice situation.
Yeah.
And it was fun to just get out and get away from work a little bit, do something a little different. Right before, actually, we went on this trip, weren't you and Sam working on a project?
Were we working on a project?
We were working on a
project. Yeah. So
Do you want to debut it on the podcast?
we're doing the official announcement
I guess we're doing
here.
the official announcement.
Well, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we officially have our newest endeavor, our creative endeavor, which it feels like we have a lot. But this one is called Roommates. Basically, we take.
Well, it's a TV show.
It's a social media TV show. Like
It'll be on YouTube channel.
Yeah. We've done ones in the past where we did one where you're a superhero named Blue Streak, right?
Blue Streak, baby. Classic. Go check it out.
Yep. And then you have Harry Stash, who's a detective. Bit of a goof.
He's my spirit animal.
Yep.
So you were the main character in both of them?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. And so he played both of them, and obviously those were whole different films and stuff.
Yep.
About a half hour long each. And anyway, so we decided to take both those characters and mesh them together, like
into this Roommates
like a good
show?
smoothie. We meshed them together into
Put some ice in there, some honey,
that's
some
right.
stevia, and
just a delicious mix. And we have ourselves our new show, Roommates, which is basically Sam is playing both characters. So
All the characters.
we filmed the first episode like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And it was a lot. We spent 3 days.
On one episode?
one episode.
Yeah.
It was.
Now-
it turned into a mini movie, which we weren't expecting.
We weren't expecting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say it was one of those things this is the project we've had the most fun writing on so far.
For sure,
far as
yeah.
just like we're just kind of growing up a little bit, and we just like it's like instead of just like. When we disagree, we just beat each other up. Instead of doing that, we're like, oh, let's just like talk it out. Let's not like yell and spit on each other. So,
growth.
yeah, it is.
Right?
It's growth. Yeah.
Maturity.
So both of you are writing it together, writing the script together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Co-writing it.
The idea was that we could take individual episodes and write it separately, but when you get into the the details of it and the muck and the mire, it's just like, we just got to do this together. We just got to get this done.
You wrote the first one, didn't you? The first mini movie.
Yeah. Blue Streak. Yeah, I
Blue
wrote that
Streak.
script. Yeah.
And then Sam wrote the next one.
Harry Stash.
I wrote Harry Stash,
Yeah.
which heavy revisions from
Well,
Zack and
same.
Dad, but I wrote the original story.
But that was the same with Blue
it went
Streak,
through.
kind of. But
Yeah.
I mean, you wrote Blue Streak in 3 weeks,
That's
which
true.
is an incredible
That's
feat.
true.
I had
we wrote Harry
2
Stash.
years to write Harry Stash.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
And then now you guys are coming together writing this new show. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like the culmination. It's like it's the Avengers.
we're like Hollywood. We are really milking our best characters.
Yeah, we're not creative
We're
enough
milking
to
it.
come up with new characters, so
We're
we're
just
like,
gonna do
well,
remakes
I
now."
have Sam, and we have these 2 characters, so we'll work with that. Anyways, but we're really
If this
excited.
were a song, we would now do an acoustic version and then a live version.
Then a dubstep
And then a
remix.
dubstep remix, and then a cover with like another artist, like that kind of thing, but with film.
Yeah, that's,
Too much.
That's a great point. Too much.
We'll see what we do
Yeah.
next. Maybe, I don't know, Harry Stash hosts a podcast, or
Oh, that's a great scripted podcast, dude. That's such a good idea.
Guys, you've just witnessed the
What?
birth of a new idea.
Wait.
What do you mean scripted?
Hold on.
Like a scripted podcast.
I'll explain.
This is actually a good idea.
Hold on. Comment below if you like this idea. Also, subscribe, like, and subscribe. Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
like and subscribe.
But while you're there, but if you like this idea, comment. Let us know.
Tell me what the idea is. I don't understand
Okay.
a scripted podcast.
So you know what a podcast is, right?
I think
what we're doing.
It's
Yeah.
what we're on.
Thank you for that.
So it's scripted. Do you know what scripted is?
I do.
Okay, so it's like words written. Like if I
Do you know
was
what words are?
Yeah, do you know what words are?
Maybe.
Okay, all right, that's all right. Well, so words are like letters mashed together, like a good potato salad.
Thanks for
Okay,
that.
get to the
Thanks.
point.
So-
Thanks.
Like a good potato salad.
I want potato salad.
So I don't remember what I was saying now.
Scripted podcast.
Scripted podcast, yeah. So it's basically just like you would script a movie, right? Like you would have
Okay.
your lines, but
Yep.
instead of that, it's just the
Oh.
podcast. You just read the script.
Okay, so but he gets to be the character.
He's the character as he
see.
does it. Yeah.
Well, it would be interesting on one of our podcasts if we all were different characters. That
or
would
we could
actually-
have Harry Stash on.
That's a good idea. That's a
I
good
think that's
idea.
what we need to do. All right, comment below if you like the idea of having Harry Stash on, because I don't think I can do another whole podcast. But if we have Harry Stash on, that could be
maybe
really
when
funny.
when it gets released, the first episode gets released.
Oh,
we could have him
that's
come
his
on.
press tour.
It's a press release.
Dude, oh my god, so good. I love it. All right, well, it's gonna be a while. Let's be honest. I still have to edit this whole thing. So back to the story. Sam was doing a lot of the acting, all the on-camera acting, we'll say.
Okay.
And then you're also doing wardrobe, right?
Yeah,
Was that
I
your
did-
official?
I did do
think
wardrobe.
and set design to some extent as well. But there's crossover, seeing as the whole crew is me and Sam and our dad. Which our father, he's been on here before. That's Jeffrey.
No,
Jeffrey
that's the
Jeffrey
other
with a
father.
J.
There's another.
Oh,
one.
it's Jeffrey with a G. I apologize. Let's see. It's
Jeffrey.
It's Jeffrey. Jeffrey. All right. No. So he was actually, he helped us out a lot, because 3 long days of shooting. I mean, probably what were the 12-hour days at least?
Oh yeah, for
At
sure.
least. Yeah.
Sometimes
probably
more.
Yeah.
It's
pretty-
ridiculous.
It was not.
Spent
It was
so much
not.
time.
Were you expecting it to take that long?
I had suspicions, but I was like hoping on the inside. I was like, it'll be fine. It'll work out. It'll be better. But because Sam had to do both sides of it, it just was so
Shot every
involved.
scene twice,
Right.
and then in some cases I had to shoot every
more
scene
than
3 times.
Oh, more than that, because
Yeah.
we would do multiple different angles. So
That's
we
true.
would just get, so basically Dad would play the counterpart. So the whole episode, Dad would play the counterpart in that Sam would be sitting doing his character, whether it was Harry or Blue Streak, right?
Yep.
So he would be doing his character, and then I would have Dad put on the opposite shirt,
Okay.
and so I could shoot over the shoulder.
Yeah,
to sell the
if I
effect.
were acting as Harry Stash,
Okay.
I would have Harry Stash's stuff on, and I'm talking to Cameron, who is Blue Streak. If I'm talking to Blue Streak, then Zack would be shooting over my dad's shoulder, who is wearing Blue Streak's shirt.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's a very fun effect because it's
It is
super
super
easy
fun,
to
yeah.
do, and it really works too. Like your brain, you just don't even think about it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Like I said, we had a lot of fun writing it, but we also got really carried away with it.
With the writing?
with the first episode, right? So
okay.
we've dabbled on a few of the other episodes, but for the most part, really only wrote the first one, the pilot episode. So it's called Mr. Pilot, by the way. I think we can say that.
Mr. Pilot,
Mr.
yes.
Pilot.
Mr.
Yeah,
Pilot.
that's our ingenious name. So of that episode. So, but we started out with just a few pages, I think, or just like some concepts. We're like, you just got to work this out. But we had so much fun writing it that we just kept going, oh, what if we
So
did
many
this?
bit ideas.
What if we
Yeah.
did that? What if we did this? And so we ended up doing this whole episode of just basically, I don't want to even give away the plot, but it's just lots of different characters. So how many characters did you play? Was it
11, 12,
Yeah.
something like
Oh,
that. A lot.
Yeah.
Wait,
Too
seriously.
many.
I thought you only played two characters.
Okay, so that's confusing, right? We did just say you only play 2 characters. So the 2 are the main characters, which
Okay.
they end up being roommates, right? Spoiler, whatever. But the episode is them going through the interviews of these different characters.
Yeah,
so
roommate candidates. you know,
roommate candidates, right? And we'll obviously talk about that more. I don't want to get into it any more in detail.
I see.
But that was the idea behind it, right?
Interesting.
So Sam, we had a bunch of different costumes, and we had a lot of fun with it because I would just I would literally just like I think you were on like some retreat or something one weekend before we were shooting,
Yeah, I
and
went to Camp
and then you
Maria.
came back, and I had like 3 more characters in there.
Oh yeah, I
what
was
is
like,
this
I was
pirate
literally
guy?
like, oh my gosh, dude,
Yeah.
we cannot do all this.
I got carried away, so it ended up being like 10 pages.
That's gonna be
it's-
cool. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey. And we're excited for folks to see it. And we're excited to have Harry Stash on the podcast.
I'm thrilled.
I'm going to text his agent right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm going to call him. Hey, George, how you doing? You got Harry? Hey. Oh, George? George,
Hey, can I be your agent?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's George?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
You got the stash man on the line, or not on the line, but like, how's he doing? You know what I mean? Like, he's got the goods.
I mean, I'm not. I can't say too much.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
what's
You're
up?
under legal restrictions.
Exactly.
Of course.
I can't say too much.
Yes.
So what do you need from him, though?
That's what we call law mamba jamba in the game, right?
Okay, you've wasted too much of my
Oh,
time.
no. Listen. I was getting to the point. Listen, man. Harry?
Hello?
No. Hey, Harry. This is what you're paying me for.
What? I don't trust
Okay,
you. You're
fine.
a terrible agent.
Also, you can't be Harry without the mustache on. You can't be.
Have you seen the end of Harry's Stash?
You're right.
Okay.
I forgot. We do need
okay.
I am firing
I'm
myself.
tapping out.
Well, that went horribly wrong. I guess Harry isn't going to be on the podcast now. We tried.
It was so random. Why?
I'm sorry. We're keeping it. That was so
What do
funny.
we do?
All right.
And people will be like, oh, they plan to like start talking to each other on the phones. No, we just randomly picked up our phones.
No, yeah, that
It'd been
was.
funny. It would have been funny if Sam used the
Tablet.
the tablet.
Oh.
Hello? Okay, but that does beg the question with all of these different characters. It does, to the audience be like, oh, what about all the different roles behind the camera? You've got roles in front of the camera. What about roles behind the camera? And that was one of the questions that you had here that I thought was really good. Like, what are the roles behind the camera? And
Just to be clear, you're talking about dinner rolls.
I wish,
Nice
crap,
and
I want
Yeah,
buttery.
dinner
dinner rolls.
rolls.
That would have been amazing.
Sam, you went a little off topic. You were asking a question
Well,
and then
I
started.
feel responsible. I did say
Talking about
something
dinner rolls. Anyways.
right.
I was trying to smoothly segue this into
Just like butter.
the next.
Smoothly like butter. Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, Sam.
All right, Sam. We're just take the rest of this off. We'll take it. So dinner rolls. Do you like them toasted?
No, stop.
Toasty buns. I like me some toasty buns.
No toasted buns.
Oh, Don.
Don?
Don.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
okay.
Oh, he's
yeah.
like the Hulk. I'm trying to contain him. He's like, I like some toasty. No. Stop, Hulk. Donald, get down there.
Okay, stop. You're all right. What are you doing?
You're trying to like hold him in the shell, and he's like peeking. He's getting out a little bit. And you're like, no, get back. Yeah.
Instead of the Hulk raging out like, wow, it's just.
That's the rage. Wow.
That's
All
the
right.
rage.
This is such a weird episode.
Yeah, it's gonna make no sense if this is the first one people are watching. But yeah. you're
Welcome.
gonna have
I'm
to-
Sam. He's Joe. That's Zack.
All right.
There we go.
And that's Don.
Joe, how are you? You look beautiful. Thank you very much. I love you.
All right. We're pull him back. Restrain him.
Harry Stash
Nope.
is incredible. The greatest movie ever. Go check it out.
You know what we should do?
I watch it with my wife on the weekends, every single night on the weekends.
Don, who's your wife?
It's
Okay, you
Wait,
just lost a lot of
maybe-
points.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. It's
There's
slipped
so
my
many.
mind. I wanted to say Ivanka, but that was like, whoa, it's my daughter. It's kind of weird. Just a little bit weird. Just a little bit.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you, Don.
Wait, when's your anniversary, Don?
February 29th.
Okay. Yeah. That tracks.
Wow. Okay, well, we are.
But I was gonna say, hold on, shut. Listen. We should have. I was gonna say we should have Dawn interview Harry Stash.
Oh my goodness.
And so we do like a split screen thing, and we'll just like we'll be like in the middle. We'll have Sam on both sides, like Harry Stash and then Dawn. It's gonna be great. Anyways, that might not work, but that would be really fun.
So, Harry, do you think I could pull off your mustache?
No, Donald, absolutely not.
Okay, hey, this is.
You would look butt ugly. Donald, you realize you have orange hair. Having an orange mustache. Oh,
Okay.
I'm deeply offended, you basket case.
What is that?
Wow. Okay. We need to. This was a sneak peek, apparently, into the interview.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the teaser trailer there. Yeah, so I think we've talked about the roommates. I feel like we've kind of.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions or anything?
I still haven't got that question up, but we'll skip it.
Oh,
whatever.
you had a question?
Just about the roles behind the camera.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
It's been the last 7 minutes. Dinner rolls.
That's funny.
Let's finish it up with the editing. It's probably a fair amount with all those visual effects, right?
I mean, yeah, that's a factor, but the whole thing is just because there's just a lot of footage. It's three full days of shooting. It's just there's a lot to go through. So it's gonna be between the day job and then this, it's gonna be a bit. But I heard my one of my cousins. I heard through the grapevine said that I need to get it done this year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was like, I can handle that. 2022, I can handle that. So hopefully we'll keep it like much, much sooner than that. That would be ideal. Like the next few months would be pretty great. But let's not put any deadlines on me. I don't need, I don't need that.
I don't need that stress.
I don't need that. Okay, seriously, it's too much stress.
Come on.
All these sisters I have.
Yeah. It's like you're in a nun,
Sorority.
a nun society.
A nun society.
Is that what they call them? What do you call the nun places? The places where the nuns be? The nuns be. You know,
The nuns be.
The nuns be at?
Where all the nuns be at.
What do you call that? It's like a not a church, but like a.
It's on the tip of my
Prison?
Yeah, sorority. That's what it is.
No,
It's not a sorority.
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
I'm thinking of like Abbey. I don't know what Abbey House, Downton Abbey.
It's Downton Abbey. That's
Downtown
not the nuns,
Abbey?
though.
That's not it.
It's the same thing. British.
What? Nuns are British.
No.
Well, I mean,
Well,
they
they
can
could
be,
be.
but they're not.
You cannot be a nun. You are British.
Nuns are racist against British people. Oh, you're British. Look at those teeth. Oh, goodness. Go get a toothbrush. Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Anyways. So
Go
Joseph.
marry Meghan Markle. Gosh dang it.
All right. Joe doesn't get that one. That one went over.
No,
That's a royal family joke.
I have to
right
be
there.
honest. A decent amount of this podcast is me just like asking questions because genuinely I don't know like how shooting and you guys are like talking. I'm with the audience. I'm clueless.
Yeah, sorry. Well,
it's
is
fine.
there anything you want clarification on? Joseph?
No, I
Dinner rolls.
no. I think that was a good little like teaser. Now I'm like excited to watch it. So
Oh wow,
it'll be
fantastic.
fun to.
That's exactly what we want.
Guys,
See him
this
be-
entire show was just me trying to reach out and say I'm bipolar.
Yeah,
and I
there
have
it is,
multiple
yeah.
personality
Yeah.
disorder.
Apparently.
So
No, it's being bipolar and being an actor is the same thing, right? So
I guess I really hope I'm using that word correctly because I actually don't know what
No,
bipolar
it is.
means.
That's right.
Oh, is it?
We were thinking about what's going on in our lives, and so it's fun to talk about you guys just filming that. But Sam, I know you also have another project that you're working on, and actually, before I get to that, I have to say on the podcast, congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you know why I'm saying
No,
congratulations?
I don't.
You have your license.
Oh yeah.
yeah, there it is.
I got
Well
my driver's
done.
license.
Well done.
I got my driver's
His
license
driver's
4 weeks ago.
license. Yeah.
That's-
Just like nobody ever wanted to happen.
Oh yeah.
All the
No
drivers
one
are
was excited for
terrified.
me.
That's true.
But now I can drive up to your house and I'll peek through all the windows. Laughing as I burn it down.
That's called a restraining order.
I am so confused. Okay, never mind. I'm moving on.
It's like the writer's room when we're like we're just going back and forth and just
It's a pop song.
Is it a bot?
It's a pop song.
Oh,
driver's
that's what
license.
you're. I had no idea.
I just changed the words.
Yeah, that's
You're
funny.
using the tune.
That makes a lot more sense now you say that. I thought we were just singing. I thought we just broke into song like a Disney movie. And then we're just like, all right, let's do it. Here we
Let's
go.
just start dancing.
Yeah,
Choreographed.
the backup dancers come out of the closet just like da da da.
No, I just wanted to say congratulations on getting your license.
Thank you.
What was your first? Where did you drive to first?
Okay, so we went all the way up to Haverhill, which if for you guys watching, no idea where that is, it's 2 hours away from where we live. So it was a trek, but my mom was willing to take it with me, and it was nice because we got it 2 days after me scheduling it, because there must have been like a cancellation.
Okay.
So we drove all the way up there. I did it. It was like a 5-minute test at most, and I got my license.
Beautiful.
But man, I did not deserve it. Okay.
No. Don't tell the drivers out there that you didn't deserve it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my peers out there that I didn't deserve it.
Wait, was it because you were drunk?
Look,
Was that a factor? I'm just kidding. All right.
I'm not gonna. I won't admit to anything.
Yeah. Sure.
Basically, I pulled out, and I went to stop, and
shop.
I went to stop at a stop sign. And you know how there's like there'll be a stop sign, and then the road's all the way up here. But if there's no white line, you have to stop at the stop sign. So then I stopped and I rolled through the stop sign on my driver's test. And that's supposed to be an automatic fail. I rolled through. I didn't get to the road. Like I didn't run the stop sign, but I just rolled through it.
The instructor.
And the instructor, no, hold on. The instructor was just like, bro, that was a stop sign. And I was like, but you have to drive. And I knew it. I knew that you shouldn't do that. I don't know why. I just rolled through the stop sign. He was like, yep. And I was like, should I back up? He's like, nah, just keep going. So I did the test. I finished it. The parallel parking, I basically screwed up because he said I learned it wrong. But he literally taught me how to do it on the road test. He brought me back to the parking lot. He was sitting there. He's like, okay, so you really should fail, but I'm going to pass you. And I was like, okay. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least a little bit of a drive to get to the test.
I mean, super, super nice guy. He was literally teaching me how to drive
on your
driving test.
I mean, literally, you rolled over a stop sign. He was like, just keep going. You'll be fine. You're just like literally, or just like, just hitting it as it falls over.
You were like, do you want me to go stand it back up? He's like, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
is that what you guys thought I meant?
Yeah, you're saying rolling through a stop sign. I mean, what do you think?
No, yes.
Well, I'm just saying for the non-drivers out there. I
can't even with your stupidity.
I was only bringing that up to have a bit of a segue, but hey, we made a detour. That's fine.
Oh, the good road pun there. Oh. Gonna get off the exit now?
No. I heard you have a bumper sticker on your car. I haven't seen it.
Yes.
What is it?
So I got it from Hillsdale College because I support them financially sometimes. And well, technically,
rolling in the moolah.
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Is it the
actually?
Is it?
I'm no longer
rolling in the moolah.
Rolling in the moolah.
Okay.
What? You were gonna ask a question.
I was just gonna ask if it was your "I'm a hot mom" sticker.
Yes, I got that from Hillsdale College.
Yeah.
Private conservative.
Well, because you're in the white minivan. So.
No. So actually, I didn't receive it. My Nana received it because she also supports them, and she gave it to me. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. It says, I love the Constitution with a nice red heart. And I just put that right in the back of my white minivan. So, I'm riding in style. The party bus, loving the Constitution. Sounds pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
You're
great.
like convincing yourself. It's cool. It's totally cool.
It's cool. What's my name? I know this.
What was that? Was that one of the 12 alter egos coming out?
Yeah. There's the bipolar again.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was going to say I don't have a bumper sticker, but then I was like, oh, well, I have magnets for like business on the car. Does that constitute as a...
No, that's a business expense. Mine makes me look like a hobo. It truly does.
A hobo.
Yes.
Nice.
So you're asking if the difference between the magnet and the stick.
A big difference. I would say there's a big difference.
Yeah, we might have to break that one down. I don't know. We had to do some research on that one. Comment below if you think that magnets are sticky.
I gotta keep it in. Those. Okay.
I have no will to laugh at that joke.
You weren't meant to. You weren't meant to. Just let it sit.
What is wrong with us?
Okay.
No, you started a group.
I did start a group.
And it has something to do with your bumper sticker.
It does have everything to do with my bumper sticker.
Oh, like the bumper sticker inspired you? And you're like, all right, now I'm going to do it.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Continue.
No, it's fine. I don't know. Let's see. So you have a bumper sticker that says, I love the Constitution. So would it be fair to say that you enjoy the political side of the political
driving.
side of things? Not of
I
driving.
love the politics of driving.
No.
Zoning, guys, that is my dream. To go on the board of directors and be like, yo, guys,
No,
these
stop.
roads are crappy. Let's fix
Stop.
them together.
And let's use the
Let's
Constitution.
make out a schematic here. Let's do what we need to do. I
Okay,
got
okay.
the tablets. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good writing noise, by
Thank
the
you.
way. Well done.
I am dealing with you guys are ridiculous.
We're 12-year-olds.
Okay, I am trying to say no. So you,
Yes, I started a group.
well, so you're a bit into the politics and in that patriotism stuff. So what like how did you start? Okay, here's the question. So you're my brother, so I know you're into this politics and you like it. How did you got into it, but then you went so far to now you've would I say founded a group?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
fair.
you founded a group upon this political stuff. So get me to that point, and then we can maybe like dissect what you actually started.
Okay, so
Maybe a summary.
yeah, so
Not go crazy.
I've been a conservative my whole life, and it's something that's a really driven my identity almost. I mean, my identity is not in my politics, but it helps support my identity and what I believe, and it gives me a drive in life and something to sounds super stupid, but to live for, you know, like that I love. I just love this, and
You're passionate about
it's
it.
something I'm very passionate about.
Okay.
And it's not so much the politics of, you know, oh, I want to be a politician when I grow up, because I don't. That sounds miserable. But just fighting for my country, not actually fighting, you crazy leftists listening out there, but just fighting in a metaphorical sense with words and with civil disobedience and in good, upright ways. It started...
Like putting a I love the Constitution
Yes.
sticker on your car.
Yes, screw leftists. I love the Constitution.
That's your civil disobedience.
Yes,
And we're in action, yeah.
So it really started with the school that I'm a part of, Classical Conversations, which is a Christian homeschool group that I've been doing for 4 years now. I'm on my 4th year, and at first I hated it, but I've truly come to appreciate. Well, I hated it not because of the school, but because I was an idiot. But now I've truly come to appreciate the value, like what it's taught me about our country and about America, and how we should honor it and value it, and just learning how it was founded. That's my favorite part of politics, is learning about the American founding. And I've learned, and then I started watching Hillsdale College courses, back to the Hillsdale College thing. That's why I support them. They have free online courses. Incredible. Go check them out. All you have to put in is your email. I recommend it for anybody. But it taught me so much about the Constitution, about civil rights, and I'm not talking about like in the racial sense, but in the sense of the founding, you know, of how they met civil rights to be of equality for all, and just learning about that. We're learning about fundamental aspects of the Constitution and of America.
So from the schooling, it kind of spurred this passion.
Yes, it sparked something in me that like, whoa, like I've never enjoyed something so much. I've never loved, you know, dissecting and thinking about and chewing on an idea so much than I do when it comes to the universal ideas of that inspired the American Constitution 250 years ago or something like that.
Cool.
Out of this, I was like, I got to do something. I'm like, and then over year of 2020, you know, lockdowns, I have nothing to do. And I started watching a lot of Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro, and especially Michael Knowles, who are just Daily Wire guys. And my conservative like meter went bing, 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 like, whoa, this is so crazy. And like, I need to do something about this. And just because have all this boiled up inside of me was like, I don't know, it was doing more harm than good, because I just like spew it on my parents, and they'd have to endure me talking for 2 hours about stuff they didn't really care about.
Just everything you were learning.
Yeah, just all my stuff I was
Okay.
learning, because I processed out loud, so I just had to keep talking to understand it. And eventually, like at the end of 2020, obviously the election happened, all the craziness with that election went down, and through that, I was so closely following it with like, you know, Fox News, and just learning about every single aspect of it from the time the election night to, you know, inauguration day. And it was just That was the breaking point for me. I was like, I have to do something, because if I don't do something, the country that I love is gone. And what really, that sentence that I just said really came out of a man, Charlie Kirk, who I admire. He's an evangelical Christian, conservative, amazing guy. And he founded an organization called Turning Point USA in his like early 20s. I think maybe he's like 18 years old, like our age, when he founded this organization called Turning Point USA. And the mission of this organization is to educate people about the importance of fiscal responsibility, capitalism, and limited government. There's free markets. That's the other one.
So very
conservative values and educating people on personal responsibility, because he founded it to combat the socialism that was infiltrating our universities, our school boards, our corporate boardrooms, the president, the government. And he started it to combat that, because socialism is all about not taking responsibility for yourself and making the government fix all your problems. Whereas conservatives' values makes you take responsibility for your actions. So he was educating people on how to do that financially and just in everyday life, but especially financially, because of how many trillions of dollars we are in debt in America. So
how did you take some responsibility along these lines? What did you end up doing?
So the personal responsibility that I took from it was understanding it. It is I learned that as an American citizen, it is my responsibility to know why America is such an incredible like what happened here in America in the founding is such an incredible circumstance, and how blessed we are to be in this country. And it's my responsibility to be a good citizen. And by being a good citizen, or to be a good citizen, you learn about that, and you articulate it. You learn the truths, why we were founded, how we were founded, that we were founded on biblical truths, Judeo-Christian principles. And so that was the more heady way that I took responsibility for it. And then I was able to articulate it to my friends, and I really became passionate about that. And I'm just a very heady person, so I love philosophy and just talking about truth and super heady, dumb topics like that. And
so were you saying you were passionate about talking to your friends about some of this stuff too? That
was an outgrowth of just being passionate about learning. I just love learning about America and the Constitution and the founding. So then that was how I took responsibility of it in my mind. And then I realized I got to do something with all this, with, the knowledge that I've been blessed with here and the wisdom that I've been provided, like people from Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk, and learning about TPUSA as an organization. So then I was like, I want to start a club. It's under the national organization of TPUSA, Turning Point USA, and they have what's called TPUSA activism hubs or chapters. And it's a club. There are thousands of them all over the country. And I started an activism hub with my friends, independent from a school, because we're all homeschooled. And we've had 2 meetings so far. I have no idea what the heck I am doing. I'm super confused. It's really an anxiety-ridden topic for me right now, because I have no idea what to do, and I'm just trying to figure it out. So it's going through. It's this. Think of it this way. Here's a nice analogy for you.
I'm ready.
This club, it's in labor, okay, and we are getting squeezed out right now. We can see the head, but it's not pretty. So once the baby comes out, then it'll start growing. There will be growing pains, but when we come to full maturity, then we'll have, it'll be incredible. And this club will impact Cape Cod for the better, and we'll educate the people about fiscal responsibility, free markets, capitalism, limited government, and we'll inspire, and we will, it is my mission, it is on my heart to make Massachusetts a conservative state again. It will be red by the time I die. I won't guarantee you, but I believe that will happen.
Sam,
is that how you die? Is just you're like, it'll be red when I die? Like, what kind of red?
Red with my blood.
Morbid. Well, anyways, that I love the long-term goal of that. Like setting that goal of like it's your personal. This is a state you grew up in, so and it's your personal goal of like you want to push the state red for the reason of like educating, right? That's what this club's about.
It's
is
all
educating.
about education. We're not like legally, since it's a nonprofit organization, we're not allowed to support bills, parties, or candidates. What we are supposed to do is to educate, like you said.
Yeah.
We're supposed to educate people about fiscal responsibility. We're supposed to educate people about free markets and capitalism and limited government and the virtues of all of these things. And we educate people on taking personal responsibility for their actions. And that's what I'm so excited about, because I don't know what I'm doing, but it's fun. And the ideas are coming, all over the place. And I'm like, we could do a car wash or do some community service, or I don't know, have a fundraiser and maybe host a speaker, and like all these things would be really fun. So right now we're really trying to just get started, but the idea is there. We have spirit, and I'm just trying to, me and my fellow officers are just trying to get it actually going. We have an Instagram account. I can't actually remember the handle, so I'm not.
We'll link it below.
Yeah, we'll link it below. I'm very excited about what it is going to be and what it can be.
That's amazing. I love that you're in the situation now where you said it's a bit anxiety ridden.
Oh, for
topic.
Sure, for sure. Because I'm the president of it, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I've never run a club before, so
I'm proud of you, though. I'm proud of you for just like stepping up and just saying, I'm just going to do this. You don't have to get all emotional on me.
Thank you.
No.
Donald Trump, if I made you proud. Very proud. I'm so proud of you.
Talk to me, not
so
Don.
Strong.
That's him in the morning. Every morning he just
so
wakes
proud.
up. He's like, how am I doing, Don?
I literally have a flag of Donald Trump on my walls. Don, how am I doing? You're doing great, man. You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. If I could, I would make you my son instead of Trump Jr., I must say.
What?
Oh, my goodness. Your hair.
Okay.
Can I just cut it off and make it my wig, please? Please.
Sam.
Don, you flatter me. Come on.
Don, you flatter me.
I see. It was a little weird that you were talking about like waking up and talking to a father figure, and like it sounded a little sacrilegious. But we'll let slide.
Well, you weren't praying to him.
I wasn't praying. I was just chatting with him.
You're just chatting. I guess that could be argued.
Lord,
It's the same thing.
The power of Christ compels you.
Okay. Wait. When I'm talking to myself,
my child.
When I'm talking to myself, is that praying to myself? No.
Well, is the definition of prayer just talking?
No, I don't think so.
Having a conversation.
Oh,
with
that's a
God.
good question, actually. Maybe it is then.
Prayer boiled down to it should just be talking.
Are we praying to each other right now?
We might. Yeah,
this could be. Wow.
This is.
Dear Joe.
Well, every time you write a letter, you say "Dear someone." When you pray, you normally say "Dear God."
Well, but you don't have to. You can just be like, "Yo, man, big guy upstairs."
That's how I start mine normally. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's up?
No, that's just disrespectful. Ciao.
Ciao, bambino.
I don't want you to, hey, listen. I don't want you to distract from that. I'm proud of you for doing this.
Thank you.
16 years old. I love that you found something you were passionate about at still a young age. You're like just kind of like getting into adulthood, just like growing up, and you found something you're passionate about, and you're pushing forward, and you've already set a massive goal of swinging the state of Massachusetts red through education, and you're going to start in Cape Cod, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I love to see that.
Thank you.
And I believe that through your passion that God's given you, that
100%.
Definitely that's a very doable goal.
Yeah.
Might take a while, but it's doable.
It will take a long time. There are a lot of creepy liberals here.
Why do they have to be creepy?
I was gonna say crazy, and then just creepy slipped out.
Oh, okay.
It was the Don in me. It's just creepy. It's just dribbled out.
If you want, I'm pretty good at wisdom and stuff. So
Yes,
if you want
wisdom
my
me up.
advice. Yeah, I'm gonna wisdom you all over. So. I don't know what that means. All right. Here's a little bit of it. Here's a little bit of the W. All right.
Okay, let's hear some wisdom.
If you want to make the state red, Get some ketchup. Gracious.
I was hoping it's gonna be really passionate.
yeah, I
like,
thought you
wow,
actually had
Zach is
something to
coming out of his shell, and he's not resorting to funny quips all the time. But no, we're back. And something you did say, like, I want to elaborate on when you're talking about education, and you know, and turning the state red through educating people, because that's what we're doing. We're educating people, and we don't want to be like, hey, vote for this person, and they'll be like, why? And it's like, because they're Republican and you should be Republican. You're Democrat, ew, you're a loser. No, that's not what we're trying to do. That is not what TPUSA is all about. It's not about condemning the other side and saying be Republican. Because frankly, the Republican Party is kind of sissy. And the Republican Party is kind of greedy. And we just want our tax cuts. And no, like there's more to conservative values than tax cuts. It's about, you know, it is about believing in the ideals that we have been given God-given rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that is what's promised here in America, no matter nothing about you. And you focusing on, you know, like we've all heard this a million times, the content of your character rather than your skin color. And things like critical race theory, which have been seeping into our schools the past 10 years or so. This is an example of things we're educating people about. You may take critical race theory at face value and be like, oh, that's good, you know, like whatever, you're dealing with the race problem in America, the systemic racism, quote unquote, that Democrats say is in America. And like, yeah, you're dealing with that, whatever. But in reality, it's our job to educate people and say, hey, no, critical race theory is actually very racist against white people and against minorities who aren't black. Because that's, if you really study it, it's a Marxist, evil, from the devil idea that rejects the idea of judging people based on the content of their character and accepts, and it's judging people on the way you look, which is something that you cannot change. And it's evil, and that's an example of things we can educate people about. So we can't be like, hey, here's a bill that's against CRT, sign it. I force you to sign it. Why? Oh, because you have to. No, it's we don't just put a bill in their face and say sign it, you know, or a petition say sign it. We educate people and then let them go and make their own decisions. Because isn't that conservative politics? Personal responsibility, making your own decisions.
Yep.
You do you, man. I do me. You know, that's a very libertarian way of putting it. But
yeah, but I love because a lot of the young people tend to lean
left.
Yeah. I'm sorry, blanked.
You forgot your left and right.
Yeah, exactly. What? Yeah, okay. But I love that as a young person, you're starting this group and you're like, no, let's start educating the young people, because it's a younger base,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Young teenagers, young 20s. And so educating those, the younger generation coming up, and not the only influence isn't just the professors at college.
Yeah.
And also in high school, the teachers in high school.
It's about we are encouraging people to be like, hey, you're being indoctrinated right now. Let's educate you so you're not being indoctrinated and you can make your own opinions. And what I will say is that I have found such liberty and freedom in expanding my knowledge of not just knowledge for the sake of knowledge, but learning wisdom of things that will stand the test of time, which that is wisdom, to quote Charlie Kirk. And what I found is that as I've been learning, and it has given me so much freedom, you know.
Freedom in what?
Freedom in just the fact that I can think for myself now. Because I used to just take things at face value, and I used to look down on people who wouldn't just go along with things just because it's the thing to do, man. You just go along with it. And I'm talking about drugs or alcohol or like an extreme example, but small things, subliminal things that our society and our culture just pushes on people. I can't think of any examples now, but I'm sure you could come up with your own. But these messages that just gets forced down everybody's throat. And you have to be really, really vigilant on not letting them seep into your brain, into the way you process life and into how you make your decisions. Because if you take things at face value, man, you are going to be the dumbest person ever. And that's what most people in America are, dumb butts. Like,
that's
stupid
me.
idiots.
That's me.
No,
It is.
No. When I say dumb butts, I'm not saying you don't know a lot, because a lot of these people know a lot. You know, they come out of these universities with like a 40-year degree or whatever. I don't know. But what the difference between you and the snobby person coming out of Harvard, you have wisdom. They do not have wisdom. They have been taught to hate everything, and the past is garbage, and I can make my own future because I'm my own god, basically. And and socialism woke crap that just gets shoved down their throats and CRT.
When it's a religious belief, then you're dealing with a religion side of it. You're not just dealing with facts and like you're not dealing with it logically if it's religious to whether it's a right position or left position.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I believe leftism is a cult. It is a cult. You know, there's no space for objectivity, for reality. They deny facts and truth. Don't be stupid. Don't do stupid crap, man. Just be smart. Have wisdom. Gosh, read Proverbs. It'll help. I actually had a theory about Proverbs the other day. I believe that every human squabble, every issue, whether big or small, you will find an answer, or you will find a reason for the squabble at the very least in the book of Proverbs. Because the word of God, end all be all, obviously. And it undergirds all of Christian life, and it gives an answer for everything. Maybe not explicitly, but through ideas and truths and biblical realities. So I think just read Proverbs and you'll be less stupid.
We've had fun on this one. I will say, we hit a lot of different topics.
Yeah.
And we actually didn't even get to my good friend and my good brother Joseph here.
That's totally fine.
We're gonna save that for another one. We have some good doozy questions for you, as far as kind of because our idea was kind of like where we're at in our life, right? Like as far as
talking about like the projects we're working on.
So we got to kind of Sam and me. We did that, and we kind of we had a lot of banter, and then Sam went off. Then we started talking about
apologies.
Proverbs, and then toilet paper USA and all this stuff. I was like, okay. All right. And so, but we will get to you. That's our promise. We'll get to you.
Totally fine. I am not offended whatsoever.
I don't know why you think I would even care about that. But thanks for letting me know that you're not offended, even though I don't care.
I'm going to go cry now.
That's okay.
I really don't have much to say.
I would like to say how proud of Joe I am.
Why are we touching him?
I'm so proud of Joe. He is such a good question asker. It's incredible. I love him.
Good.
I love him.
Thank you, Sam. That's very nice.
I love you, man.
Sam, I love you too. Zach, I love you.
I love you.
This is ending
off.
I was trying to be sweet. I know he loves me too. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for watching the podcast. Please.
All right, let's do the most polite outro of all time. Ready? Let's get really quiet.
So thank you so much for watching the podcast. Please, if you can, just take that finger and press the subscribe button.
Ever so slightly.
We would really appreciate it.
We would love it.
Please.
Thank you so much for watching again, and we will see you on the next episode.
Please. I beg you.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Okay.
Press that like button. Press the subscribe button.
Amen.
And comment down below. Comment, baby.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Guys, sing to me.
Hallelujah.
Stop lipping the mic. All right, we're done. I'm out. Let me start lipping things.
Stop lipping the mic.